All right, here we go. To get both of you guys going here. Get you set up. Okay. Good morning. Good morning. You're live with Susan Yockey. It is a few minutes after 6 a.m. We're doing coffee with Susan Yockey. I'm a life and business coach, and this week's topic is on anger. So so I'll just start with, how do you deal with anger? Anger is a really important topic to me, because I spent many years angry and not even understanding what it was and where it was coming from. So first off, you just got to have a basic understanding of what is anger, and understand that it's, thank you. Understand that anger is first off, we have an unhealthy anger and we have a healthy anger. Believe it or not, there is actually a healthy anger. So, yeah, okay. So I have two live feeds happening right now. I'm on Periscope so that you can understand why I might be looking up or down every once in a while. So I will be going over the topic of anger throughout the week, and I will be here live every morning at about 6 o'clock a.m. So get your coffee and let's enjoy a cup together. And so first off, let me just share with you a little bit more about who I am. So I'm a mother of 5. I'm married 21 years, happily married, and believe it or not, I have 4 young men ages 19 to 27 and a daughter who is 3. So yep, Spirit said, guess what, you're gonna have that little girl that you've always wanted 15 years later, right? So, and I'm also a grandmother. Of 2. My little girl, who's my grandbaby, my granddaughter, yes, very active. She is so cute. She is a little over 2 months old, and I have a grandson, and he's about 9, and I have another grandchild that'll be born sometime in January. So, anyways, so back to the topic at hand. What do you do when you're angry? First off, I just want you to understand that anger is really a gift, and it's a natural part of a human condition. It's just how do you handle the anger is what determines if it's a good one or healthy or unhealthy. So, and there are many styles of anger. I have a free quiz that you can take. Just comment your email address and I will send you the quiz. You can take the quiz, and it will help us determine what styles of anger you have. And so if you want to get a copy of that quiz, and it'll help you follow along this week to understand what style of anger you are or that you might be. What I found is that once you understand anger and where it even comes from, then you can, you have more power over it. You have more say. So the first step, obviously, is just understanding that you're angry, and you want to understand and you want to get a handle on it, because anger obviously can destroy lives. We have lots of war just because of anger. So so getting a hold of the understanding and the basic understanding of what anger really is. So first off, where does it come from? That's an interesting question, right? Where does anger even come from? Well, first off, you got to understand the way that our minds think and where that could be possibly coming from. If you have anger, if you have sadness, if you have happiness, any type of emotion, it comes from our history. So it comes from our thinking. It's not somebody out here or some circumstance out here that makes me angry, because that's just a way to justify being angry. You first got to become responsible for the anger and what is that about. But if you understand where it's coming from, then you can have a better handle on it. So if you're angry, then it's actually an access point to having more power with you. So, for example, first off, if you have anger, if you start practicing and understanding the styles of where your anger is coming from and start noticing those patterns, then you're able to step back first off and take a breath and really look at what is triggering this anger. And you want to notice if there's patterns of it, and obviously there is, but some people really believe that anger is just something that's a part of who they are. So first off, if you can just grasp that anger is just something that you made up in your head, and now you're a reaction to something. It's all about the reaction. So our thinking, where do you think it even comes from? So if we have thoughts in our head, where are our thoughts coming from? Where do you think your thoughts come from? Yeah, they're probably, what were taught to you when you're a baby. Because if you really think about it, when you're born, that's right, past experiences. You're born with no thoughts. You're just this perfect, whole, complete child born into the world. And you have no thoughts. You're just here. You're just being with people. And so as you are growing, you start having experiences. You start listening to the parents, and then language gets created. And so that's where thoughts begin to form. And then we start to study and learn, and people are teaching us, and then we start making our own choices in our experiences. So thoughts are a product of our past. I would really like to challenge you and have you just really get that our past isn't even real. So if our thoughts are made from our childhood, they're not even real because they're from the past. So anytime that you have any kind of emotion, especially anger, and it's out of a reaction of a circumstance or an experience that you're having with a person, sitting in the car is an experience, and you start getting upset and angry at vehicles in front of you or behind you or people walking across the street, you use those situations to just be angry. So first off, get responsible for where your stuff's coming from, because it's not the outside world causing it. Only you are. So you've got to first get that you are reacting from your past, which is all history. So the second thing is you want to look at, is there a pattern of this? Is it continuously showing up? And when you have an access point to seeing where that pattern comes from, then you have some power, and you could actually work through the process of gaining back that power and having a breakthrough and being the cause of the matter of your peace of mind and freedom around anger. So, and just for me personally, like, I would get angry a lot. And what would happen, because I was taught growing up that, it's not okay to be angry, and then there'd be this big blow up, right? So the way I dealt with anger was eating and just keeping to myself and not saying anything. Like, I had no right to say a thing about how I felt. And so as time went on, becoming an adult, I would lash out on people unexpectedly or walk around with a lot of irritation and frustration and not really understand what's going on. So that's what I wanted to talk about today is like, first off, like, what do you do when you get angry? How do you deal with it? Are you, keeping it to yourself and then you explode? Or are you one of those who just explode? Or are you one of those who walk out of the house in the middle of an argument because you shut people down? So embrace that anger, and thank you so much for the hearts. I really appreciate it. And if you want to get the quiz to understanding the styles of anger, and there's hundreds of styles of anger, but for this week we're just going to focus on a handful of them. And this quiz, like I said, is free. You can just take the quiz, and then throughout the week I will be going over the different styles, so that you can actually have a better understanding of where your style of anger is coming from and how to get a handle on that. So now I'll be actually covering 10 styles of anger this week. So 6 a.m. I will be back here tomorrow morning and talk about the first couple of styles of anger. And later on, we will go over the healthy anger and give you some tips on how to powerfully deal with your style of anger as it shows up. All right, so pop in your email and I will send you a quiz, or I will get it posted on my Facebook group page. I'm Coming Out is my Facebook group page, and if you want to go there, I will upload that into the file section, and you're welcome to take that quiz. I will see you tomorrow morning. Have a beautiful day, and bless you.